Going to use the real-life data to perform input-output modeling analysis. So what's showing here is the U.S. inter-industry transaction matrix. Here I selected 15 industries downloaded from the U.S. Census Bureau. And you can see that all the cells in green color are the 15 by 15 matrix. And I would like you to download this sheet from the web course and follow along. And in today's assignment, you're going to submit this Excel sheet by following me. When you submit it, make sure that you use all correct equations you calculate instead of just copying some numbers in order to show that you really understand the procedure. Okay, the first step is to create a standardized A matrix. So this is going to be the value of each cell divided by the total column sum. Make sure you use, for this particular column, I'm going to use this one. Now, I'm going to do something about this guy because all the elements I'll be using here will be the corresponding cell divided by total sum. So I want to fix this cell. Right? So what I can do is press F4. So when you press F4 for the cell, you're going to fix the row and it will fix the columns. Okay, so press F4, you get that. Okay, and actually the rest is pretty simple. What you need to do, Excel is smart enough that if you drag this one, if you go to the lower right side of the cell, you'll see the plus sign. Press it and drag it all the way to the end. And you can see that all the values will be calculated for you. And if you can check it, click on the cell, you can see that this is going to be this value divided by the total column sum. Does it make sense? So just drag. And similarly, you can do this thing here as well. In column, it will be similar to what we did just now. So equals this value, okay, whatever you have here, divided by the column sum, which is right here. You press F4 to fix the column and fix the cell. Press enter, and again you drag it along to the end. Now, what I would like you to do is to pause the video and then finish calculating the cells for the A matrix. Okay, so right now please pause the video and perform your calculations. All right, so if you walk away all the way through the government industry, you should see results like this. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to play back and watch and make sure that you know how to implement the step number 1. Okay, next step is to create I matrix. I would like you to pause the video and create an I matrix. Again, it's a 15 by 15 I matrix where all the elements on the diagonal have the value of 1 and all other elements have the value of. Right, once you got the I matrix, we're going to create I minus A matrix. So this is a matrix subtraction. So highlight all the 15 by 15 cells equals, and I'm going to highlight the I matrix here, minus A, okay, parenthesis, then press Control Shift Enter at the same time. So this will give you the I minus A matrix here. Let's try to create the inverse of I minus A. That's very simple. So you need to highlight all the 15 by 15 cells equals M inverse. Then you select the I minus A matrix right here. Parenthesis, and you press Control Shift Enter at the same time. Boom, and here's the answer. Okay. All right, we're going to do some policy testing here. I have some hypotheses here, and we'll try to find out if the final demand for one product changes, for one industry changes, and how it's going to affect the total output from other industries. So here, number one, implement a policy to increase the final demand for the goods and services of the information sector by 300 million. Okay, so the information sector, let's find where it is. It's right here. So you see 300. So what it means is this is going to increase by 300 million. Now the basic unit here is a million, so we just need to enter 300 for this particular cell. Okay, so you can see that policy 1, change in information industry here, right? Now, here I assume all other industries stay the same. So I make sure you enter 0 for all other industries, okay? If you just leave it as blank, then the Excel has no idea what value you're going to assign to it. So make sure you assign value of 0 to all other industries right here. So again, if you enter 0, if you don't want to enter a lot of zeros, you can on the lower right, when you see a plus sign, click on it and drag it all the way to the end. You'll see 0 there. Okay, so I'll find out what is the required input, right, for different industry if I only increase the demand for the information industry by 300 million. Okay, again, it's going to be, if you remember the equation, the inverse of I minus A times the change of y, this column vector here, and will be the final output right here. So what you do is highlight these guys here, equals MMULT, parenthesis. I'm going to select the inverse of I minus A first. Make sure you press comma. Then we're going to select this one here. Parenthesis, make sure you press Control Shift Enter at the same time. And here is the required input. You can see that we need 3 million value of goods produced by agricultural, 3 million value of goods produced by mining, because of the interconnectivity of different industries. Okay, now I would like you to read through question 2 and 3 and see if you can finish it by yourself. All right, if you follow along by implementing all the equations we discussed before, you should see results like this. Okay, so once you finish the whole calculation, you can submit this Excel file as an assignment. Make sure that you don't just copy the values from here. When I check your answers, when I click on the cell, I would like to see the equations out there. So I want you to be really familiar with how to implement the steps in Excel. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.